Hey Canine crew, and welcome back to the channel. So this video is going to be about neutering and spaying. Very controversial topic, okay? I was asked by someone, Nigel, I know you won't mind me giving your name, Nigel. Nigel asked me what are my views and comments on neutering. Now, over the years of having my male dogs neutered, I feel it didn't improve their behaviour whatsoever. Didn't make not a damn bit of difference. And again, I go back to personalities. Angus, my older boy, you all know my Angus. We had him neutered, told it was the right thing to do. However, the sort of dog he is, the personality he is such a chilled out dog. We could have left him intact or given him neutered, and it wouldn't have made a blind bit of difference. We had another dog that was Angus's half brother, and we had him done. He was a little bit more reactive to other dogs, but he was cool when he got up to them. He just had a little bark, and but it didn't change him whatsoever. Then we rescued, so this is not talking about my family dogs growing up. The family dogs growing up, we never neutered at all because we didn't really do that back then. It wasn't a thing. That was the day when the dogs could be let out and meet up with each other because there wasn't as much traffic. And it was just a thing of the 80s and the 90s. Give me a comment if you remember that era. Yeah, so I'm just commenting. So them dogs then that we didn't get neutered, the family dogs, they were absolutely fine with other dogs, absolutely fine with other people. There was no bother whatsoever. So going to the dogs I have now, we rescued Zeus, and he started getting quite a bit reactive and didn't want dogs in his space, and he was getting a little bit nose punchy. So I actually went to a vet and said, what's the score? What's the most natural way of doing this? And his words were, there's no natural way of doing this. There are no natural options because it's not natural. And I can entirely agree with him. He was a very honest vet. And I said, would it change his behaviour? And he said, probably not. It's just one of them things. And then I went on after, and obviously I did get Zeus done, because I thought, not only that, I didn't want him, because the only other thing you get is if you've got a dog that hasn't been done, hasn't been neutered, if they smell a female in heat, they can literally, some of them just take off, and that's it. That's the only issue I would say, but does it change their behaviour? No way. In fact, I feel it's made my Zeus worse. And I don't know if that's because you've taken the hormones out of their body and they're kind of neither here nor there, and it makes them feel, it must make them feel different in some way, like for us, if we have our wombs taken out or something like that, there must be something have an adverse effect on your body and what you're giving out, but we might feel differently, but we don't necessarily know what we're giving out, whereas dogs are all about energy and they pick up a lot more than us. So that's just guesswork really. But yeah, I feel it made him worse and made him feel more, almost as if he felt like he had to step more, step up to the bar more. So it didn't change him at all in the way of his, reactiveness with other dogs. So now, having done my journey of looking fully into it, would I get Sabre done? My youngest one is 15 months old. Absolutely not. I like to think that I'm a responsible dog owner, and I certainly wouldn't be letting him roam out and off the lead, particularly if there's a bitching season or something like that. But I looked into that if you, particularly age-wise, years ago, they would happily, as Nigel was saying, in the message to me, that they'd happily do a dog of 6 months old, which, wow, they've not even developed. That is insane. And now science has come along, and science is always, science is never factual. Science is forever learning. Do you see what I'm saying? So, they'll say one thing at 1 minute, a couple of years down the line, oh, actually, we were wrong with that. So you've got to be really careful with science. You have to, again, science means to basically research. And we have to do our due diligence and be an advocate for our animals and do the research outside of that. We need to look into that also, because there is a lot of information out there. There's a lot of holistic vets giving advice on this kind of information. Now they're saying that the dog has to be at least 2 years old. Obviously with cats it's a lot different, because obviously the hormones play a crucial role in their bone growth and muscle growth and everything like that. And also what I've researched, that despite that, there's no good age to get rid of them hormones. So they reckon that a dog that's been neutered would have more chance of having arthritic problems at an early age than a dog that hasn't been neutered. Give me your comments, please let me know. It's really fascinating to find out different people's views on it all. But I know I won't be getting saber done. With cats, it's a whole different ballgame. Because if you don't neuter a male cat, being it a Tom, that it'll be, it's probably going to go missing for quite a long time if it finds a bitch in season. You know, that's the only downside of that. But you must always spay female cats, because that is a must. I totally agree with that, because unless you're breeding them professionally, guys, then you don't female cats having kittens. That's an absolute nah. And yes, I'm sure I've got people shouting at me saying, no, you should neuter male cats as well. That's fine, and if that prevents kittens from, if there's people that don't spay their females, and if it prevents the whole cycle, then yeah, absolutely, that's great. But don't think it's for a beneficial side of things in the way of their health, because neutering a male cat, as far as I'm aware, correct me if I'm wrong, has no beneficial effects on their body, their hormones, nothing. I've known cats to not been neutered. I knew a lady that rescued cats and she had 20 at one point, and most of the ones were house cats and they weren't neutered, and they I think one of them lived up to about 22. Okay, it could be luck of the draw, we don't know. But do neuter male cats on the sense of, for them not straying, because they will stray. They can stray for miles. Anyway, that's just my opinion, okay? I am not a vet. I am not medically trained in any way. I'm just going by my life experience with my animals. But please, feel free to comment if you think I'm wrong, whatever it be. Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your views. I'd love to know if you've been told something different. That would be amazing, and it helps the other viewers, because it's not just about me, it's about you guys jumping in and giving your advice, and I can learn from you as well. So please pop a comment in your experiences in neutering your dogs or cats and so on. Mainly on the dog side of things, because cats is a bit different, they're free roamers. But yeah, drop me a comment below. If you've liked this video, do please give me a like, because I'm doing all this training, all this info for free. So having your support is absolutely imperative. But thank you so much for watching. And yeah, please give me a follow as well. Hope you have an amazing day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.